Hi again. This is something I didn't expect to say out loud. But parenting a child with ADHD didn't just change the way I parent. It changed my relationship with my partner, with the people closest to me. At first I thought we were just stressed, but over time, the tension crept into everything. Little disagreements about routines turned into arguments. Differences in parenting styles turned into resentment. And worst of all, I started to feel like we were no longer on the same team. We weren't fighting each other. We were fighting the exhaustion, the guilt, the confusion, but it still hurt. When your child has ADHD, everything feels amplified. The stakes, the noise, the emotions, the unpredictability. And when you're in survival mode all the time, it's hard to pause and connect. I remember nights when one of us would finally get our child to sleep. And instead of cuddling on the couch, we sat in separate rooms. Both of us too drained to speak. Sometimes I blamed my partner. Why can't they be more patient? Sometimes they blamed me. You always give in. And sometimes we both blamed ourselves. We weren't supposed to be like this. Other families seem to handle things so easily. What happened to us? It didn't help that we processed everything differently. One of us wanted solutions. Fix the bedtime routine. Find the right therapist. The other just needed to feel heard. But neither of us had much to give, because we were running on empty. Here's what started to help us. Not all at once, but slowly, and with intention. 1. We named the real problem. We stopped blaming each other and started saying, "This is hard. ADHD is hard. We're doing our best." It helped us shift from blame to compassion. It wasn't us versus each other. It was us versus the storm. We made space to talk without solving. We started setting aside just 10 minutes a week. No screens, no agenda. To talk, not about school emails or doctor visits, just how are you doing? What's been feeling heavy? Is there something you need from me this week? It wasn't therapy, but it felt therapeutic. 3. We wrote a hard day's note. We each wrote down reminders for the days when tension was high. They're not giving us a hard time. They're having one. We're both tired. We're still on the same team. This moment will pass. Sometimes we'd leave it on the fridge, sometimes in a drawer. But just seeing it helped. For we divided emotional labor intentionally. We looked at our parenting duties not just as a checklist, but as emotional weight. One of us could handle bedtime. The other could manage the school calls. We didn't try to do it equally. We tried to do it sustainably. 5. We learned how to repair. When we snapped or withdrew or got it wrong, we learned to say, "I was overwhelmed. That wasn't about you. I'm just tired." The repair, not the perfection, is what rebuilt trust. 6. We found outside support. Whether it was a counselor, a parent group, or just one friend who really got it. We realized we couldn't carry this alone. And we weren't supposed to. We still argue sometimes. We still disagree about how to handle screen time or what the consequence should be for hitting. But now, when we clash, we try to slow down, to ask, are we actually mad at each other? Or just overwhelmed again? It's not perfect, but it's different. Because we're not trying to win. We're trying to last. Together. And honestly, that's the victory. If your relationship is feeling strained right now, please hear this. But you don't have to do it in silence. You are not failing. You're human. And you're under pressure that most people don't understand. This journey is hard. And if you're redoing this alone, as a single parent or as the only one emotionally invested, my heart is with you. And how we find small moments of joy, even in the chaos. You are carrying so much. Please take care of yourself. the way you'd care for your child. With kindness, with patience, with rest. In the next videos, I'll talk more about the mental load of ADHD parenting, how to cope when your co-parent doesn't understand. But for now, I'd love to hear from you. Has ADHD parenting affected your relationships? What's helped you reconnect or rebuild? Let's talk honestly, without judgment. Because your story might help someone else exhale tonight. This is Busy Brain's companion. We're not here to be perfect. We're here to grow. Together.